So we had Freedom Skids at the Good Guys Car Show. That went awesome, except for the burn. Day one, Saturday, we tried doing a burnout, and we lost a fuel line and came loose and sprayed fuel and kind of made a mess, so I cut it off early. Not the first burnout we wanted in this thing, but it's growing pains. We got her fixed up, got her tested, got her running around a little bit. It was good. Come Sunday, roll up to do a burnout. Get up on it, first, second, third gear, we're rolling smoke. I try shifting in the fourth, and the thing just starts sounding like really, really bad. Missing and blowing oil everywhere and shit. So I downshifted into third to try and just kind of see if maybe we were loading the motor up, and it got worse. So I let out of it, and, I shut it off, we pushed it back. Went to fire it up, and it's definitely dead on at least one, maybe even two holes. Fast forward to a couple days ago, went to start it up just to move the fluids around in the thing, and it is completely hydrolocked. So either we have an injector just pouring fuel and it hurt the piston that way, we overfueled the motor, or it's full of oil or coolant. Either way, it's not good. It's a Steve Morris motor. They build badass stuff, so chances are I fucked this up. That's just the way it is, you know what I'm saying? We rushed things together on this deal. I don't have any O2 sensors in this deal, so probably just hurt a piston, to be honest with you. Probably put some pistons in it and be fine, get on the road, but yeah, we're just gonna have to get it apart. Me and the mad scientist got to pull the engine apart, or whatever they said in that movie, and yeah, we're just gonna get her apart and get her fixed. We made it. It's here. It runs. It drives. The brakes can't hold it. What can I say? As everyone knows, we built this wide body kit last minute, right? I called in reinforcements. They came, they helped. We did the best we could in the 2 or 3 days that we took to do it. Obviously not a finished product, right? Everyone on the internet is just giving me rashes of shit about how it's unfinished and how it looks like this and that and the other, and oh, we rattle canned it. Yeah, I did the night before we went because I did not want a big, at least it would be all black and more uniform, right? And you know, as with any of this goes, we're loading this thing at like 2 in the morning, and we clipped the front end right on the ramp going up the trailer, so it's been hell ever since. You know, it's been sitting on the trailer holding the car's weight, so things are kind of moving around and stuff. So obviously we got some repair to do, we got a lot of finish work to do. This is not the final version of this. We weren't just trying to slap this thing the other go. We're trying to get it finished enough with the priorities that we had in place. So yeah, don't be so harsh on people. You know, we all are doing the best we can. We're humans. We all have work in progress vehicles. You know, if you ever worked on a car before, you know things don't go as smooth as you want them to. A 10-minute job will take you 10 days sometimes, just the way it works.
What about your headers? People are kind of on the fence about the headers too.
Yeah. So the headers, like everyone's like, oh, what's up with the headers? Is it going to be twin turbo, or why didn't you, whatever. Okay, so the headers are obviously not complete. Maybe not obviously, maybe I shouldn't say that, but the headers are not complete, right? I have to finish bringing them down and out, and they're actually going to come out the fender here. Okay, you can see this thing is covered in oil on this side because that catch can is, I think it ends up being like a pressure pot for the oil.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
When it exploded.
Yeah. So it was things were bad, but so the headers are not finished. It was as good of a job. Again, we had priorities, right? We had mechanical priorities, visual priorities, and then all the leftover shit tidbits we wanted to touch on. Okay. We got to the 25th hour. I had to pull the trigger. We just did what we could. Obviously, you can see the craftsmanship is there on what we have done. We just didn't get it finished. It's just we had a certain amount of time, certain amount of things to do, ran out of time.
How dare you?
I know, and
well, there's one other topic I think you should touch on.
We're thinking about the license plate?
Yeah, but I don't have, it's in the house.
Okay. Maybe we can just put a clip in it. So I do want to touch base on the Georgia license plate I had on this car at the show, right? If anyone's ever seen Smoking the Bandit, that was filmed in Georgia for the state of Georgia. Like, they had a lot to do with that. So they put the Georgia old school plate on there, right? Which at the time I think was the current flag, right? 1976. So, and part of the Georgia flag has the state seal, and the other side is the Confederate flag, right? And by no means am I a racist, okay? Yes, I'm a red-blooded American, but I'm not a racist. I don't condone racism or hatred or any of that, right? I'm anti-ignorance. So if you think that I had that plate on this car because I'm a racist or I don't know history or anything like that, that is not the case. We were just trying to pay tribute to the movie and Burt Reynolds. It's got a CB antenna on the back, had that plate on the front. It's a black and gold Trans Am.
Louvers and all.
Louvers and all. Like, don't misconstrue the visual representation I was trying to present for any sort of racism or hatred or any of that. I mean, it's been going on. I think that video's got almost 5 million views, hundreds of thousands of comments, and most of them have, not most of them, there are a bunch of them, a whole thread of them, that have to do with racism and hatred and all that stuff, and I don't condone that. I love Americans. I don't care what color you are, where you're originally from. If you're here, you're legal, we love you. So don't even sweat all that crap. It was ironic because it got to the point where good guys actually asked us to remove the plate because they didn't want to be affiliated with any sort of racism, which just blows my mind that people don't understand history to the point of understanding the Confederate flag, and that the Civil War was not even about race. It wasn't about slavery. It was about the freedom to choose what your state wanted to do. So I'm not going to get into a history lesson.
You better not. We're gonna have a lot of comments on this video.
That's good. That's good. Maybe we'll tear up the internet again. But yeah, I follow that stuff. I'm a huge history buff just because the way my brain works, I just got to read a lot of stuff sometimes. So I have a lot of useful and useless knowledge stored in this guy. But yeah, we're not racist. At the end of the day, we're not racist. We weren't trying to be racist. We're not hateful. We don't try and be hateful. You know, if you suck, you know you suck. If you're great, you know you're great. And you don't need my okay to know that that's right. So
So what's next for the Bird?
we got to get it fixed. Once it's fixed, I'm going to show you all how this Hellcat transmission powered Steve Morris 408 can tear it up. That's what I'm hoping to do.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Keep watching. Please keep commenting, keep sharing. I love it. I love the traction that this car has gotten already. And keep watching because we're going to get the Notorious car out before you know it.